Hey there, I am thrilled to bring you this series on how to work online in less than 90 days. That's right, it is totally possible for you. I have helped almost 1,000 women do it. There's no reason you can't too. And I'm gonna give you my top tips in this series. So let's start with what the heck you're gonna do and who you're gonna do it for, okay? That's what we're gonna go over in this one. A self-assessment. What kinds of skills do you already have that are transferable into the online world? And the way to do this is to go look at jobs that are interesting to you on some of the remote job boards, and I'll link some in the description, but go and check some of those out and see which ones of these seem like something I would love to do. And it's okay if you don't have the requirements. I'm gonna teach you how to bridge that gap, okay? But which ones get you excited? And then where are you at now? So do an assessment. So let's say that you don't have really any experience, you're kind of just getting started, but I bet that you still know how to type. I bet you know how to speak and write in your native language and could probably do some practice speaking with somebody else in your own native language, whatever that is. I bet that you could listen to some audio and type out what it says, couldn't you? I bet that you could do some emailing and set up some calendar events for somebody, maybe follow up on appointments for somebody. I just gave you a couple of examples of stuff that people are really hiring for online. And so really do an assessment. Don't take anything for granted. What have you done before, in high school even, that would be relevant into stuff that's on the computer that people could hire you to do. Now, there's some of you too that already have experience and you're not quite sure how it translates into the online world. So still do that assessment. Do you have project management experience? Did you do some web work? Do you know how to use graphic design programs? Maybe you minored in it in school. I had one student who majored in audio editing and she was like, I don't know how I'm gonna ever use that. Well, podcasts and voiceovers are all done online, so you can totally use that. Don't take anything off the table. All of it could be relevant. So do an assessment of yourself, whether you have some experience or don't have experience. I just gave you a whole bunch of examples. And also go and look at job posts and see which ones sound interesting to me, which ones sound good. Okay, then you're gonna have to look at where that gap is, okay? So do those jobs want you to have a portfolio of writing samples? And you're like, oh crap, I don't have that. That's okay, note that down. Do they want you to have experience doing Instagram? Oh crap, there's no major for Instagram and I went to college. Spoiler alert, there is not a major for Instagram. People don't care if you have college degrees when you work online. They just care that you have relevant experience. So note that kind of stuff down. So then you can look and see, okay, now you've made yourself a training plan. I know the basics of what anybody could do who doesn't have skills, so I at least have some resources of what I can start doing right away. These jobs seem really, really interesting to me. And in order to get there, I need to learn these things, or I need to build up samples of these things because that's what those jobs want to see. And so now you have an idea of what you want to do online and what's possible for you. It is going to take a little bit of research to figure it out. I would also recommend, we actually have an online job quiz. I'm going to pop that in the description too. It's run through Facebook Messenger, so it'll just pop open Facebook Messenger. It's going to ask you a couple questions and then you'll be able to get an idea of what online job would make sense for you, and it actually includes resources on how to get skilled in that area and where to find jobs in that area based on what your results are. So, and if you don't like the results you get the results information from all the results, and then a lot of results, and then you can look at them and see if other ones are interesting to you too. All right, so that's step one. Step two is, when you're looking at those job postings, do you really get excited about the companies that you're looking at? Like, is there any companies that you just fangirl over? You just think that that author who wrote Twilight is just amazing and you would love to work for her. Twilight's like from my generation. I don't know what girls read now, but is there like an author that you just love and it would be super cool to work for her? Or is there a company that makes clothing that is a small company and you would just love to work with them, helping them fulfill orders or manage their social media or something? What are the kinds of brands, companies, business owners, people you follow, influencers, that if you could work for them, it would be so awesome every single day to get up and do just even admin stuff for them, whatever the thing is. So note those down too, because now you're starting to figure out what you want to do online and who you want to do it for. And those are the two most important questions that you need to answer before we get into step 2, which is going to, well, that was step 2. So step 3, I guess, which would be my next video, which is figuring out how much to charge. So people who don't have experience, you're not going to be able to run out the gate and start making $50,000 to $80,000 a year. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. There's a little bit of a gap there. And if you have in-house experience, it's going to be a little harder to translate that into the online world without bridging that gap a little bit too, because they're going to look and see like, well, that's great, you were a project manager, but we're looking for a remote project manager. So how can we bridge that gap a little bit between those areas as well and get you to be qualified for lots of different kinds of jobs? And how much can you make in each of those areas? That's going to be my next video about how to charge for your services, like how much and how to figure out how much you want to make and all that good stuff. I will see you in the next one.